Hey guys, so in this video we're going to talk about the TickeR module of SwingBot. The script is called TickeR 2021.r and this will be available on the GitHub. I'll provide a link in the description for this video. So I just wanted to step through the general code. This is all done in RStudio. So as a reminder, you'll need to download R and RStudio to run your own SwingBot or something similar. So just stepping right down the line, here's the required packages that are needed for this module. One I'd point out is the Robinhood package. This approach does require a Robinhood account because it's utilizing a Robinhood API, which is a package within R. There are other brokers that provide API packages that you could research, but this one is parameterized to use Robinhood. So if we equip this script with the required packages, the next step is essentially a list of stocks. These are primarily Dow Jones stocks. Basically, you're feeding a vector of tickers into your querying tool. And so in this case, you could modify this to anything you want as long as it exists on the platform that you're querying, which is in this case Robinhood. The API does require a login, username and password for your Robinhood account. You would actually input your actual credentials there. I've blanked them out, but I'm already logged in for purposes of this video. And essentially what this script is going to do is it's using that list of tickers to go and retrieve the most current mark price for each ticker on a repetitive basis and saving that data down in a small data file, and so it's continuously querying, saving the price, and giving you essentially real-time stream of data that you can use to build trading logic and analysis around. So there's not a whole lot to see on this, but ultimately it is looping through. It is building a data frame out with each of the tickers that are listed. I have 50 tickers, and the way it works out is I collect 10 rows worth of data at a time, and for 50 tickers it takes about 1 to 2 minutes to query all of those and then save down a 10-row CSV. And so every 10 rows in my example is about 2 minutes worth of data. You could scale this to however you want, but I prefer to use smaller chunks because in the trading logic, it continues to loop and pull in new data files. And as it appends new data, your decision engine can basically continue to analyze new data, and it's not waiting on this querying process for longer than a minute or so. So you would run this loop, and it would essentially stamp out the time of the current system time in the first column, and then after that it's using the get quote function in Robinhood, in the Robinhood package for R to query the actual prices. And so that's the get quote, and then it is the second item once you run the get quote call. And it's going to run through this basically 10 times, create 10 rows, and then it will paste a data set down that essentially has, it's time stamped is the way I've set it up, and in your working directory you would have a file that, this would represent 9:07 and 42 seconds. And so if we read in this data right now just to take a look at what one of those data chunks looks like. It's going to be called prices. And if I open this up, you see the timestamps from the time I ran it. You can tell by the minutes and seconds that it's increased. Because this was actually in the evening, these prices have not changed. They're just the closing price for that day or the most recent closing price. And so you can see here for AXP, Amgen, Apple, etc. It just builds out a long table and saves it down. And ultimately, it'll continue to loop this. I have it just set to loop 500 times. That's probably more than enough, considering the trading day is fairly short. But that's the gist of this module, and the idea is that you would, to summarize, you would specify your desired tickers. You would want to make sure that they all actually exist in the Robinhood or whichever broker you use. In this case, you're geared towards Robinhood. You would let it loop at the beginning of the trading day. This does not use pre-market or aftermarket data, so it's just the active trading day, and use it to inform your decision script, which in my case is a different script, which we will also talk about in a separate video. I know that was a quick overview, but I'm hoping you can access the script, play around with it, try to at least get all the packages and get it to run and start dumping some data. I'm happy to answer some questions either in the comments section, or you can contact me through Twitter or Reddit. This will be basically linked a few places, and I'm happy to either answer them directly or make some FAQ videos afterwards. Thanks for joining in, and I look forward to making additional videos to help you guys out with your scripts.